Yo, it's Guido coming at you with the Tactics Talk and a little 2-pack of Chuck goodness. The second one is a Faden's Medal. The first game here is a 10,000 spotting patrol duty game. Had this on stream. It's on proc, as you might expect, with a really high spotting total like that. It's probably going to be proc or Malinovka, or one of the good spotting maps out there. And I'm in the old Manti Corps here. Gotta love this thing, man. This is just a fun tank. It really is. See my setup? I'm running a CVS. I've got Bounty Vision right there, or whatever that is. Optics. That's it. And, or is it the other way around? And anyway, one of these is Bounty. One's purple, one's like not purple, but kind of purple. I can't remember. Anyway, I have a camouflage Doofer Action Julio right here. I can't remember what that is either. And then we have some food. Okay, spotting on proc. I mentioned this when I loaded in on stream. I was looking at the two sides. I said, all right, 3RD, that's cool. Lots of heavies, some mediums, and then I kind of glommed into the light tanks, and I went, oh, crap. We have 2 Mana Cores and a WZ, and they have a Mana Core RHM and a 100 LT, and I'm thinking, well, son of a bisquick. Wouldn't it be nice to be the only scout on this map? But I'm going to actually out-scout these guys. And this is one of the things the Mana Core does, and as you can see, I've got quite the stealthy setup, right? The CVS to burn through. I got the low noise exhaust. I'm running a camouflage directive. That's what it's called. A camouflage directive. Not that Chuck needs camouflage directives, because he goes wherever he wants unseen, right? Look at that grin on the old Chuck Accord. You gotta love this. When you're dealing with other scouts, it's nice to have a tank like the Mana Core set up like mine is, for kind of maximum camo, because you'd like to outspot them. You'd like to be able to get to your spot without them seeing you. There's another thing that's important. I think it gets overlooked a bit. Where are you going and where did you spawn? You can see I'm all the way on the right. You cannot get a better spawn position in this lineup for me to get up to the magic bush up there, which is where I want to go. Now we're going to watch how the other light tanks play this, because where I spot them and when I spot them is extremely important. If the other Mana Core was spawned on the same side as I was, over here on the west side, and went straight in here to counter me, which would be coming into a position like right here. There's a bull here, so in this general area here, or even get straight up into this bush. They have kind of a magic bush here as well at about D1. If they had gone straight there, they might have seen me or countered me. And I don't know what delayed them. It could have been their spawn, could have been indecision. They might have been watching where people were going. They may have started going one way and then turned back the other. But whatever the reason is, I'm able to get here before anyone else can counter me. Now, if I came up here and I got lit, I'm going to have to bail out. And I'd probably take some hits. But I'm fast enough and my spawn was good enough that even if I do get lit, I should get out before too many of their big tanks are ready to react. You will also notice that on the other side over there, and I didn't know this till after the game, is our friend, excuse me, Beanhole Bandit, who's in the T60 TP over there. He sent me a note afterwards. He said he told his team to find me and kill me. They're going to wish they had. So the 100 LT, he's lit. There are and is both myself and the WZ-132-1 right here. So he kind of bails out, and then I catch the Mana Core. And this is what I'm talking about, right? I spot this guy over here. I'm already in the bush. For whatever reason, by hook or crook, he has showed up to the fight late. And he's going for this magic bush here, but he isn't going to get there because I lit him up before he can do it. So I've got enough burn through, and now he bails out. And he's going, well, son of a gun, doesn't that suck? I am going to resist the temptation to shoot. I will let him get away for now. And now we're going to hang out here. I have quite a few shooters down here. We are going to have a Panzer VII sort of lose his mind pretty quickly. I'm going to keep on locking that guy up. And all of a sudden now, the RHM decides to come over here. I will resist the temptation to shoot him as well. For the moment, I am in a good position. Now, this bush is known by everyone and their dog. I am in a little lower position. Usually people get up at top here, and that's where you see the first shots go in. I am watching for shots coming by. If they get a little too interested in shooting these bushes and get a little too close, I'll bail out. Now here's the Panzer VII I said that absolutely loses mine. It's actually a 7201 version of it. And it takes these guys forever to kill it. I mean, people are missing, they're bouncing. I mean, I don't know how much he bounces. There we go. Finally, some arty does some damage to him, and we're up to 1,147 assist. And I am, at some point, I'm going to have to come out of this bush and start getting a little more active passive. Sneaky active, which is what Chuck is good at. There goes the Manticore. He's trying to get away. I get him lit, and he dies. So we get that damage. That was my spotting. Now I'm a little bit worried that this guy's going to get a bit close, and pretty soon one of the other scouts is going to figure out what's up. We'll talk about that when it happens. One of the other scouts. Well, I suppose we know which one it is because the other two are dead. It's going to be the RHM that comes in, and he wants to kind of get rid of me. And I imagine it was probably Beanhole clicking on this bush and telling his team that, dude, one of their scouts is there. More than likely Guido. And down he goes. So he's never going to get close enough to spot me based on my camo unless he actually gets into proxy spotting range. Then the M60 makes the mistake. He gets in there. And I see the RHM. And this is when I start to get nervous because I'm thinking, all right, M60's got good spotting, but so does the RHM. And the RHM looks like maybe he wants to come in here and potentially try to proxy light me. So I'm just going to actually lock him up. And I know he's getting close, so we'll just shoot him and go. All right, we shoot and go. Little zigzag. I get missed, thank goodness. It's a Foch 155, and I'm just praying right now I don't get hit. But there's enough shots going in there, and actually the 155 gets lit by me as I start to move because he fired. And I'm going to swing right back in. I should be unlit. Now I can come right up through the column of the bushes here, and we're going to start using the old CVS. So we light up the IS-4, knock a tree down. That was not ideal. Try to avoid that. Anyone who's watching will know probably a scout or medium or something's gone through there. It may be that knocking down that tree actually saved me from Beanhole seeing me right there. It's very possible. Because there are a few openings along here. You do have to be careful with those. And at this point, I'm just waiting for this IS-4 to get worked down. I don't want to get too close. There are multiple holes in some of these bushes. See how they're not completely... See that? Just little view areas people can see through. There goes the 705. I didn't really notice it in the game. He's actually right next to me. But he's getting trashed by something up forward there. And I will actually eat a shot that's meant for him. Watch this. So he's right there. He's lit. And pretty quickly, down he goes. Maybe it's the 110E4 that the shot's meant for. It's probably the 110E4 that it's meant for. Because now the 110E4 moves up. Boom. So look at that. Right on line. The Foch was looking for a shot onto the 110E4, and thank goodness the 110E4 died, because I probably would have eaten another shot from the Foch, trying to get another one in on him. IS-4 is up there, and we're up to 4,743. I really need the IS-4 to go away before I can move up too much. I'm not really sure how close the Foch is. Based on the angle, I think he's over in that flat area right there. So we're just kind of teeing him up. We still have 3 arties, so the arty should start... Actually, that's not true. We got one countered, it looks like. Or maybe a scout got in. We did lose the other side of the map. That's not great. So while I'm pretty happy with 4,743 spotting, the team is still kind of in a bit of a pickle in terms of losing a whole side of the map. The 263 is smart enough to leave, which is a good thing. And I'm also, at this point, considering, do I go back? Do I need to go back and kind of work that edge over there? I'd really like to keep these guys lit up, maybe move in a little bit further to the south, try to find the rest of the campers, and then we'll swing back. Because for the moment, it's looking like there's no problem in the north, right? They're not coming up and over right now. Down goes the IS-4, and it's time to start moving. So we get spun around, and we'll just sneak on in this away. We'll use these bushes a little bit, take a peek a little bit, and I find one other arty back here. I didn't realize he was there, but I get close enough that I'm able to see him. I think he fires, actually. He's going to show up right over there. We're going to be careful. And I'm starting to think, all right, do I have a situation where I'm double bushed enough from every direction that I can maybe take a shot at one of these guys? And then there's that guy. And I'm glad I didn't shoot, because I think he probably would have spotted me. So we'll just sit here for a minute, put a light little tee up on that guy. Maybe someone can nuke him. Someone takes a shot, which makes him think about it. There we go. And now he's thinking, well, shoot, I got to leave here pretty soon. There he goes. Time to run away. Probably would have done better to hide or just stay there. Down he goes to the 50-51. And now I'm thinking, all right, now I think I got some double bush capability here. Let's just put a shot into that guy. Oop, we bounced off Bean. We'll move a bit and see if I light up, which I didn't, so that's good. Gives me a bit of a warm fuzzy over here to potentially be able to sit here and take shots double bushed. I don't know where the 155 has gone. I have a good idea where most of the tanks are. The 110E3 has not been spotted, so I'm not sure where that guy is. I'm going to find him right here, actually. Just creeping forward, and there you go. That's the power of the CVS and the burn through that this tank has. 6,193 spotting. I try to get down into his lower plate there. We bounce. Pretty confident I'm double bushed enough down low right there that it shouldn't be a problem. We'll just keep pushing up on this guy and keeping him lit. Back out a little bit for another bush. There we go. A little bit of a hasty shot. That one bounces. We'll back out. Nothing going. Concerned about the Foch 155. Turns out he's actually bailed a while ago, so he's not anywhere nearby here. And we take that guy down for our first kill, and we're up to 8,040 spotting damage. VZ gives a little juicy side shot. We'll just scooch up just a bit. Long reload on this gun is painful, and we put one into him. And now I'm going to start thinking about, let's go in here and find the Foch, which I don't, unfortunately, because he has bailed. He's gone over towards the train tracks. Being careful about it like I was, because at this point I don't know that he's gone yet. So just keep creeping forward, hoping to get that burn through well before he sees us. This is where I'm starting to think that maybe he's not in here. I would have expected to have seen him. He probably would have been shooting at people. Nothing going. The cover in this part of it is not as nice as I would like. Got to watch for the 60 TP if Bean tries to come back this way and spot guys trying to come around him. But he's kind of trapped. He doesn't have a lot of options down there. I see a shot go out, so that lets me know that one of the Arties is over there. And I'm just not seeing these guys. So let's move around back to the middle. Back out of this thing. I don't want to go zinging across the open quite yet. Oh, I forgot. I actually take a peek up here with the 50-51. Just looking to get a little bit closer if I can. I still don't see anything over there. Another arty shot going out. Knock a tree down like a buffoon. Don't do that. Now we're out. So we'll come around. If you look at it, we're in good shape at +764, and the big difference here is me. I have a scout. Right, so I have a lot more capability to move around the map. And we have a Sturv, which is not very offensive. We have a Panzer 7, which is kind of getting beat up. And then the Foch is seen. He's actually moved forward. Put some hits on that guy. Take a chunk out of him. Doesn't see me. That's beautiful. And I'm thinking, all right, going to get a kill here maybe. Nope. And there's the 60 TP. 121, don't know where he is. 60 TP, looks like we're getting a bit of sandwich on him between the 121B and the 50-51. So what I need to do is give these guys some spotting. There goes another arty shot out. So we'll shoot one into his back of his turret. That works out. A little low roll at 355. 121, we find him in the corner. So for the moment, I'm thinking, all right, we'll deal with him later. Let's get rid of the 60 TP, but he gets absolutely schwammered. No time for the kill. That's up to 8,238. Come over here looking for a shot on the 121 Bravo. Come on, you silly gun. Zoom in. We'll kill him off. Nope, that's a bounce. And now let's move this way. And last but not least, at 9,238, the old blind shot into the bushes, and we kill the T-92 HMC. Down goes the 121. It's actually the 261 that nuked him. Nicely done right there. And a little bit of hidden damage is going to bring me up past 10,000 spotting. 1,813, 2 kills, and 10,005 spotting with a patrol duty. Pretty classic, really, Prokhorovka scouting. But I thought the counter scouting, or the thought process of the other scouts on the map, is important on this one. was able to get to a position where I could continually light them as they attempted to get to good position. So it would be really cool to know what they were doing over there, why they didn't get forward. Did they spawn in late? Did they have a bad spawn? Did they get into bumper cars? Were they sitting around waiting to see where people went? Did they go one way and decide to come back the other? There's so many things when you make your decisions out of spawn where to go. And it can actually be that important. Not every time. Sometimes it's important to be careful and kind of watch what's going on. Sometimes, if you know a spot and you look at the rest of the setup and you go, I'm in a great spawn. I need to get to that place as soon as possible and have a plan for if it doesn't go well to bail out. But you can really make a difference by getting to a good spot with a good tank. And this is one of those tanks in the game that can sneak into places you can't believe. All right? They weren't there as soon as they needed to be to counter me, but they were there pretty quickly. And I was able to outspot and outhide pretty much the rest of the lights on the map. That's all I've got for... No, that's not all I've got. We got a Faden's Medal coming up next. I forgot because I did that video a while ago. So enjoy the Faden's Medal. And good job, Chuck. Well done, my friend. Yo, it's Guido coming at you with the Tactics Talk. Welcome back and thanks for tuning in. Welcome back. Manticore, the Chuck-a-core on Airfield. This game was probably seen by some of you who were watching the stream the day it happened. The thing about the Manticore is, what does it do well? Well, all kidding aside with Chuck being in the Manticore, it does everything well, right? But let's be realistic. In the game, what does it do well? Well, spotting and camo. Spotting, and that's it. And one third thing, so it's kind of got three tricks. And the third one is not exactly on purpose, although it's kind of designed as a small tank, but that's its size. It's small, it's hard to hit. Camo, and spotting. This tank can actually often outspot other light tanks at tier 10 because of its camo. So it just takes a lot for them to get in there. Now that guy does a nice job. I was discussing that while I was playing the game. I said, somebody's going to start shooting blindly into there, and I take a big hit, 545 from the VC. And another shot goes in there. So you got to kind of weather that storm. They know I'm there. I took a shot. Now you might say, Guido, you should use the bush. I could have, but then they would have still known I was there based on the shot direction, and maybe a worse player wouldn't really recognize it. I'm trying to look for a shot on there, so we'll just take that little shot. 389, little low roll by one. But futzing around with the bush and trying to get far enough back to be dark when you shoot is fiddly. And I feel like I lose shots doing that sometimes. So they know I'm here. I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm just going to pop out and take shots when I can on these guys. Don't really have a shot on that VZ. Now what happens in this particular match is pretty cool. And it's something that happens with a tank that has a small ammo rack. So I am already down to 16 shells. That's half or one-third of some tanks' total capacity, and I'm only down to 15. So we'll thump another one on there, get a nice high roll out of that for 420. I'm kind of try-hard in this thing. It's one of the few tanks I have that has some purple and bounty equipment and such. I run food. I have a full gold loadout APCR. You really have to make the shots count on this thing. And I managed 1,212. 12 damage. I didn't notice that till now. That's fantastic. The perfect damage. Absolutely. Guido 1212 with 1212. But it doesn't end there. We got more thumping to do. The other thing I started discussing right here with the folks in chat is I need to start thinking about doing something different. It's going to take me a while to get out of here because for now I'm kind of getting some shots. This map is very difficult for scouts. I rushed that one. Kind of did that because it looked like maybe he was going to shoot into that bush. Scouts on this map are pretty difficult to do. You can do what the T100 is doing on the center hill, kind of pop up and over, but you're more than likely going to get spotted every time you do that. You can go up onto one of the ledges, depending on which side you spawn on, either here over on the east side or over here on the west side. But then that's kind of limited. At least in this position here, I can fade back towards the east, potentially not getting spotted and get out of here if I need to. However, the other T100 LT is making that a little bit difficult. I was thinking maybe that guy might push through. I'm a little bit worried if I tried to bail out, and in the near future, I'll actually see him leave and he'll get lit somewhere else, so he doesn't stay there. He doesn't have a whole lot he can do there. This position is semi-useful if they're giving you shots kind of like this guy is right here. So if they drive out and give you a shot, then fantastimundo, that works out really nicely. But a lot of times, not so much, right? You're really just kind of counting on people coming out. Also, blind shooting into the bush, there you go. There's another shot coming into the bush, is dangerous. So I have to be careful when I pop out. So pretty quickly, I can't just go to one bush. This is not really a map where you can get into one bush and basically dominate the game by doing a bunch of spotting. As you'll notice, I'm not getting a lot of spotting out of it. This is just me kind of harassing guys over here as they're fighting in the heavy area. I've only got 1,600 down. Let's put another one into him. A little low roll on that for 386. I've actually done not too bad. It's all really been right around the 390 alpha. Look at that, 389, 420, 392, 403, 386. So that's pretty consistent damage on a 390 alpha gun. See that? I pop out and went back in. Somebody took another shot in there. And we are down some hit points. At least we were, but we've made a bit of a comeback, so now we're up some hit points, and we're up a couple tanks. We have a big push down in the south. I hate to see that because it's so easily shredded by where the enemy team is. They more or less own the middle brawling area. We do have two guys, but our two guys are on the back slope, so there's not a whole bunch they can do. Now I'm just trying to see if I get spotted. And this is where I was thinking about the T100, but the T100, as you can see, has been lit elsewhere. So they're down to 2 scouts. I'm not seeing anything flowing around there, so pretty soon we're going to bail out of the spot. Like I was talking about earlier, you can't just sit in one spot in a game. At some point, if you manage to get your hit points and your gun into the mid to late game, you're probably going to have to get on your horse. And that's where the light tanks become more and more deadly. They can take different positions. My platoon mate Pilgrim ends up dying right there. They can move to different positions. They can come from different angles. They can use different bushes here and there. And it really complicates things for the enemy. So we just kind of look around, see if anyone's going to show up. I'm already positioning. I'm thinking about getting out of here. I did dither. I wasn't sure where to go, if I was going to get any more shots. Then this guy did that, and I thought, okay, well, that paid off. We'll get a 376 out of him. That gets us lit. So one more guy knows I'm in the bush right here. And now we're down all of a sudden, so up and down. And that's why I don't like. Notice that south push kind of got shredded by their guys up on the hill right there. It's just not a great move overall. 277's trying to kill this Mouse off, but having a hard time. 110E4 now adds his gun into that fight. If I had it to do over again, I would have moved out of this spot much earlier. I'm going to back around, spin around, and hang out. I think I would have gone up to the hill where the sturb is and helped to try to snipe from up there and see what I can do. The other option I was thinking about is moving into their backfield, but I was really worried about the 100 and the 13105. I felt like once I got spotted and I was unsupported in their backfield, one or both of them would come and pretty much to get rid of me. So we're going to bail out finally from that spot. And I would definitely say I stayed there way longer than I needed to. So if I'd have been moving around, maybe trying to get my gun in the game a little bit earlier, getting some spotting down in the south might not have been a bad idea. Run into the wall right there. But as it is, we're going to go ahead and pull up into here, see what we can do, see if that 110 comes around, looking for shots. I really want to get rid of the 100 LT and the 13105, and I actually have a good opportunity here in just a moment to start hitting that scout, and I whiff a couple shots. And that really hurts in terms of doing damage in the Manticore, because you're only carrying 20 shells. You can see I'm down to half, and this is where it is. I'm thinking, oh yeah, oh, I rushed the shot. Should have waited maybe just a little more. I was worried he was going to get back into cover. And he's trying to take on the 268. Looking for that shot. Long reload. I see the 268 going in there. I'm really hoping he can take him out. Got the M454 doing some work there as well. And we see this guy. Am I able to pick a pixel shot? Probably not. Let's save that shell. So those guys go around both sides. And it looks like maybe the 13105 bailed out of that. Super Conqueror's moving across, and now it's a bit of a stalemate. You'll notice there's no Artie. Now we got this dude up here. I'm thinking, oh, this is perfect. Get a shot on him. Oh, no, no hit. That's terrible. And I get spotted. He's got good view range and just get missed. And by the way, that's going to be the FV-215 that probably took that shot. He comes in from that direction, so very lucky I didn't disintegrate right there. Now they know I'm here. Now we've got the LT doing his thing. And I just miss him. Get spotted again. Oh, man. Just terrible. Down to 8 shells. We lose an important tank, 277. Gonna try to put a shot in there. We'll go ahead and try to track and hit him. That got me lit again, so that makes me feel like it probably was actually the WZ that saw me. It's very close. Seems like I'm kind of standoff sniping, but I'm not really. Luckily, the FV doesn't stick a shot in there, and we're going to come around this way and see if we can't find out where that guy is. I'm actually thinking about going back into the same spot I was, and then I find the 100 LT is moving around the open, so I can't really do that. I've got to back out. And we'll start working back maybe towards the middle. I'm like, all right, maybe I can get around here and kill the 110E4. We'll sneak in on this guy. There's 3 of them. We got the 110, the WZ, and the 100 LT. So just come over here, see if we can hit this guy. So we close. Oh, we don't even get any damage. That's terrible. And then I get spotted, and I know I'm in trouble right here. I'm thinking, oh man, this FV probably going to get a shot on me right here. But he doesn't, which is nice. The 110E4, nice and slow tank. We'll just kill him off, and then we find the FV. I get my turret locked or damaged and jammed, and there's the FV. So we find that guy. We're in pretty good shape, though. We got 3 tanks. And I'm thinking, we should be able to close this thing out pretty easily. The Super Conqueror does not kill that guy, which surprises me a little bit. We bail out. Looking for a shot into this guy's side. I didn't want to go to the ramp, because if I go to the ramp, I'm just a one-shot to the WZ. He dies. That's a good thing. And we're looking really good now, right? 4 tanks and only 2 of them. Should be no problem. The FV has a lot of hit points. The Object 268's moving, and we find the FV. And that's the problem with right there. The FV has a lot of hit points, so he's able to thump that guy. I put 1 shot into his top of his turret, so it takes a little chunk off him, but I'm down to 3 shells. And then the WZ moves in and gets our Super Conqueror and brings it down to 3-2. And all those hit points on the FV, that's the trick here, because we've got 3 one-shots to him, plus he's got a buddy. So it would be nice to get rid of his WZ buddy. But I've only got 3 shots to do it. There's the WZ. He dies. Okay, fantastic. Come around this way. We're up to 3,291, 596. We've got 3 shells left. Grab the bush. We find him crossing. Very lucky, actually. That was RNG working out for me right there. But we'll take it. It was good to take another chunk off of him. There's 3 of us now. So the M454 is coming in. I'm wondering, is he going to be coming up the hill, or will I be able to get a cheeky shot on him? Where is he? Oh, he's right there. I really wanted to go in behind, but they actually turn around fairly decently fast. So I was a little bit worried he would be get turned around on me. I also didn't want him ramming me. And unfortunately, I think the M454 makes a little bit of a mistake here. He kind of pauses. Guy's looking the other way, or maybe he's just not fast enough. And I just don't want to get run down by the FV. He's looking right at me. So the M454 gets shot in the back. I'm trying to draw the FV out, and then the M454 pushes. And that was a huge mistake on his part. I'm just trying to keep him lit, and all of a sudden he's out in the open and he gets nuked. Long reload on this thing. So we'll come around the corner with the M454. A little bit of a rush shot and a pretty good angle on it right there. So I actually bounced that shot, unfortunately. The M454 is coming in. I need to run away. He does a nice shot onto the guy's track. Forces him to use a kit. I need to get far enough away that I can kind of get out of this fight, and he puts 1 more shot, and then 1 more from me, and we knock that thing out, and it is 3,778 damage. Faden's Metal, last shell, last shot, last kill on the FV right there. Fantastic. Good old Chuck, man. Good old Chuck, and a big grin from the Chuckakor for the win. Hope you guys enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. You got to love those kinds of games that come down to the last few tanks like that instead of the Rompel stomps. This tank, I'm not going to say I'm absolutely fantastic in it. Only a 51% win rate, but it's probably my favorite tank in the game. It's hard to do well in it. So when you do have a excuse me, when you do have a good game, it's pretty awesome. All right, that's all I've got for today. Thanks for tuning in. See ya.